Okay, I want to do a little video on Jamaican tourism. And I know there was a thing that was going on this summer, towards the end of the summer, when there was a hurricane in Jamaica and there was a lot of destruction. But me being as a black American, being from New York and 60 years old, started to see Jamaicans come in the early 80s. They were pretty cool then. By the time the 90s came, 2000s, and they got arrogant. Um, thought they were better than. Actually, they thought they actually made New York. There was a lot of them, but wasn't so much there were so much of them than Black Americans. They just conjugated in together in the city. But there were a lot of them in New York City. That's where they came. You used to go to JFK. And I know all Jamaicans actually worked in JFK Airport, but I lived around them. I know that they are anti-Black American. When we go down to their, I've heard when we go down to vacation in Jamaica, the arrogance when young people might act a certain way. But what about the Western? How the Western people have taken over the beaches, and there's a report that only 1% of the beach is accessible to the indigenous people, Jamaicans. I'm gonna give you a little tidbit about it. The the Jamaican population, of course, is controlled by the Western um, powers, but it says the and it says, and foreign countries have been mining Jamaica's land of Burax, Buxite, uh, which is one of which is the core of which aluminum comes from. So we already see the Western footprint in there. Jamaica is the leading exporter of this borac, and they get have get no benefit from it. Of course, it has to do with the leadership in Jamaica. They're corrupt. But my thing is the racism you show towards Black Americans, not only in Jamaica and here, when number one, you should be, as they say, in your homeland trying to make it better, rising up against your oppressor, since you know you're so strong. You can't even access your own beaches. And this woman says, and she's right, a country that is dependent on tourism for an economic stability is basically slavery. Is a country that is still enslaved. You're a country that's still enslaved because you can't even access your own natural resources. Nothing but tourism. That is owned by Western, mostly European white businesses. You don't even control that. Most of that money from the tourist trade goes back to foreign white Western countries. But yet, your racism towards Black Americans, FBAs, there and even here, which is unreal, shows your arrogance. You're getting what you deserve. I feel no sympathy when it comes to your plight in your own country. Shanty towns is what they call them. I say, have at it. Have at it. Audi.